Now this is the Bentley Mulsanne Speed. It costs more than the average house in the UK. That's £304,740 if you're saving up. But it's going to cause problems to any Bentley owner I can think of. And the problem is, do you want to be sitting here in the front seat or here in the back seat? Because that is the Bentley owner's dilemma. The car is like a piece of St James's Gentleman Club plucked out of the sky with 4 wheels put on and a Bentley badge. It's so sumptuous, it's so comfortable, it's so luxurious, and yet it's also a driver's car. It's a superb piece of engineering that anyone who's driven one will want to drive. The people who own these in many cases have chauffeurs, and the chauffeurs have an omerta, a code of silence. They are hardly going to let the owners know that these cars are fantastic to drive. They're going to say, no, they're dreadful, Gov, you wouldn't want one of these, and they'll carry on doing their job. But if I owned one of these, I'd have the chauffeur in the back doing my emails while I'm driving him.
On the road, you could easily mistake this Bentley for being just another stately but rather sluggish limousine. But that famous flying bee on the bonnet has been turning heads and drawing admiring glances for decades, and certainly longer than most of us have even been alive. And underneath that endless, beautiful bonnet is a 6 3/4 litre engine. That's an engine that takes the car from an absolute standstill to 60 miles an hour in just 4.8 seconds. Now, you'd think a car this enormous would run out of puff pretty quickly, but it's actually good for a blistering 190 miles an hour. That's 190, and as we all know, that's pretty close to Formula 1 territory. You also get 2 engines for the price of 1. Well, sort of, because while there's only 1 engine physically under the bonnet, it transforms itself from a V8 to a V4 whenever it feels like it. The engine simply tells half its cylinders to put their feet up for a bit when they're not needed, and that's a neat trick that saves energy and might just make our planet last a smidgen or so longer. But of course, this Bentley isn't really aimed at friends of the earth. It's a red-blooded, or should that be blue-blooded, driver's car, and it won't disappoint even the most adventurous owner. The acceleration is point and squirt, it's surprisingly agile on windy roads like those around Munich, and it's more than capable of depressing owners of sportier looking cars who thought that until then they were king of the road. While some manufacturers go for bling, Bentley goes for understated elegance and class. Every little detail from the radiator grille to the enormous wheels has been thought about and agonised over. And then the craftsmen and women at the Bentley factory spend 400 hours putting each one together. This is Savile Row, not C&A, and people who are prepared to spend £250,000 on a car should expect nothing less. And while this Bentley does exude a dignified, conservative air, it doesn't have to be remotely stuffy. The gadgetry inside is state-of-the-art, and it wouldn't disappoint Doctor Who if he were lucky enough to find it inside his TARDIS. The sound system, for instance, is arguably the finest you'll find on a standard production car, although of course I can only judge that using my own standard production ears. On a quieter note, this Bentley comes with its own Wi-Fi zone, so you can even FaceTime your friends at 190 miles an hour. Or you can just sink into the soft, squashy leather seats, close your eyes and pretend you're a millionaire. Although, if you've just bought one, you probably are already.
So here we are, this is the Bentley Mulsanne Speed. If you're one of the billionaire readers of Luxurious magazine, it's £304,740 to you. But for the rest of us, and I include myself in this is probably the best reason you can have for buying that lottery ticket on Friday and Saturday. And if you do win, here's something you'll find very handy if you don't want people to know about it. Look